Hello everyone, welcome to Cornflower Crafts. I'm up in the craft room. It is the early hours of the morning and I thought I would come on here whenever I have a little time where I am not outside working these days while the weather permits. I come up here and try to make a Christmas card or two, and I've been doing these cards. I think a lot of y'all probably been doing them for years with your scraps. It's using up your scraps. And they're fun, aren't they? They're just so much fun. I want to show you what I've done so far. And it's just a matter of putting, this is just the two scraps that I put together for this card. And some die cuts and some ribbon with, look at all that glitter. And the only reason I brought in this ribbon that has a little touch of red is because around the holly, the berries are red on around the deer's neck. So that's why that. Here's one with 3 scraps, just 1, 2, 3. And it's a matter of when you see the little teeny specks of gold on the angels and stuff, that's the glitter marker. I think this is from Dollar Tree, y'all. I've had it for several years now, and it is wonderful. It really is. And some die cuts and stuff of that nature. Here's one with 4, because this is, this strip is from one of the papers as well. And it's just so much fun to use up your scraps, and I like the way it looks too, Personally, I do. I hope y'all do too. And then this one is back to 3. Can you tell I like glitter and metallic gold and silver for the holidays? And then this one is 3 as well. And this is so much fun. I just did the triangles, and then this piece is from my Stampperia paper that I had left over, and it is torn, but it is torn with a ruler. This one, that one, it's reflective, so I'm going to go, you can see it's torn with that one, and that's from Amazon a few years back. And this one also has just a touch of Wink Stella on it. And then this one. Here's the other thing. If you're putting your scraps together, this is 1, 2, 3. If you're putting your scraps together and you don't line everything up perfectly, get out your ribbons, your trims, or another piece of paper to cover up if you didn't do it perfectly. I've been using ribbon, as you can see here. It wasn't off terribly, but it was off just enough to where it was bugging me. And if you're not comfortable about putting your scraps on directly on the card, you can do like me. Here's the one we'll be working on today. You could get yourself a piece of cardstock. Mine is not very heavy because I'm trying not to build up too much. I'm trying to keep things as flat and not as heavy as possible. And another thing that I put them on is I get out a book page. This happens to be from a book that I personally would not want to have as an envelope or something like that. I personally don't like a lot of the words in it, so I usually use it with my glue stick and stuff. But yeah, you can put your pieces on here, then cut around it, and and that way it keeps it super light and everything. So this is the one we're going to do today. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this one, 5 scraps. And I thought what we would do, since I also made this this little tag, and which is from this paper here. And I went ahead, it was so flimsy, I did go ahead and die cut another tag and glued them together because it was really, really flimsy. And then the person who receives this, you know, to and from, they'll have a card and a tag that matches. I don't do that for a lot of them. I'll be honest with you. I'm just sending the cards. But I thought it would be fun for one or two to do that with, just in case they would like that. So a lot of times on the inside of the card, even though this cardstock is blue, it's not a super dark blue. When it's a super dark blue, I always put in a liner. You know, not a liner. I don't know. What is it called, guys? If y'all know what it's called, please tell me. Because doesn't a liner go both ways? Anywho, so that, you know, I can write on it. But I thought to bring in this paper, that's from Joanne Fabrics, by the way, some time ago, years ago. I would put this in just, you know, just a little pocket to put our tag in, you know. And I already did the corners with my crocodile. So we're not going to do the bottom corners because of the our little pocket here. But we can do our top corners, can't we, to match. And this is the scallop side. I'm wondering, would it be best just to do the top? Yeah, I think so, because we could do the left bottom corner too, but I kind of like it like that. So let's leave it like that. Let me put this up because my desk, whoops, that's kind of loud. My desk is, as you can see, this is the only space I have to work on. That's the way I work. I have things all around me to remind me, you have this in your stash, use it. I'm trying so hard to just use what I have, you know what I mean? So I'm going to go ahead and glue my pocket down. And this time I'm going to use, this is barely art glue. I got to make sure I'm doing it right. Have you ever put the glue on the wrong edges? I have. I'd like to tell you never, never, but yes, I have. Ooh, I'm getting awfully close. But as you know, when you go in a ways, it's like, uh-oh, I can't put what I want in there. If you're going to put quite a few things, that's happened to me before. Let me make sure I have that where I want it. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead. This is a dry baby wipe. And wipe that off. Okay. And what I've been doing, let me see if I like it is. What I've been doing is going around it with the ink that I'm using to go around things is the Distress Oxide in Salty Ocean. And do I need that going around, or is that white against the blue pretty enough? Let's go ahead and leave it like that. Go ahead. And we're going to put this baby down. And I'm not, you know, normally what you probably do, and a lot of the other people do as well, is go ahead and stamp this before you put it down with your greeting. But I have my greeting on the front stamped and a greeting on the tag stamped. So that's why I'm going to put in here that it is Let me make sure I've got this straight. And I see something that I did. I didn't notice that everything is matching with this teeny tiny spot right here, or I would have cut that off. But since I didn't notice it until it was up against the blue, what you can do to cover over your mistake is several things. And what I'm going to do, I'm looking around me. I do have my little birdie. And see, that is also on our, they have them in the dark blue and the white. So I'm going to put my little birdie like so, and you can't see that I made a boo-boo. It's an extremely slight boo-boo, but it is a boo-boo. Mistake, whatever you want. Not a boo-boo, a mistake. So I'm back outside since the snow is not on the ground anymore and it's warmed up some. I'm back outside painting, also prepping for painting, which is, you know, get out your scrapers, get out your sanders, all this good stuff. So all that is happening. And when I can't be out there right now because it's 29 degrees. I can't paint when it's 29. I can't paint with my paint when it's 35. So I thought, let me do this now and let me bring y'all along. Let's see. Well, one thing I've learned, and I think y'all have done it too, and quite a few people do it on their videos as well. But if you do like so, it makes it a little easier to put what you want in there. I'm not going to leave it in there right now. But see, then you've got, you know. And yes, I have Peace on Earth twice, because you'll see on the front of this, it will say Peace on Earth as well. But I sure would like that to happen. No, I'm not in a beauty contest, and that's my answer to what would you like? What's the most important thing in the world to you? I just really think we do need peace, and that's what we're definitely not getting right now. And that's extremely upsetting to a lot of us. Again, if this is not perfect, have no fear. We shall get out our double-sided tape. We shall get out our gold. Excuse me. This is called allergies. I have the worst, my allergies, I have a lot of through the year, but in the fall, they are horrible. See, you can cover up any, you know, mistake if you didn't line everything up perfectly, you can cover it up. And what I do, in the old days, I used to put my Fabri-Tac on it. But what I do now is put my double-sided tape down. And I don't have my wider, I've used all the wider ones that I used to have, which is, you know, and I haven't gone. Remember, I'm trying to use up everything I have. And this is, I'm looking at my ticket here. This is from Tuesday morning, 4 years ago. Oh, mercy. But a lot of times, it doesn't, I don't use double-sided tape as much as I used to because I think I told you all through time, I've had it fail. You know, I visited one of my projects that I did like 2 or 3 years ago, and it failed. See, like, June of 2019. Okay. So, can you tell I'm exhausted and I'm so sore? I used to do this kind of work all the time. I mean, daily, until the weather made it so I couldn't. And I have to keep doing it while I can. You know what I mean? But you know, when you hear older people say, you know, I just can't do what I used to do. I don't know why I'm using that voice, because I'm old. It's true. Yes, some people can. Somebody's saying right now, my grandma could do exactly what she did years and years ago. And that part's true. It's just that with physical labor and myself, I can't do what I used to do. Whoops. Remember, when it's down, it's down. So I want to make sure I've got it where, I like where it says, "Oh Holy Night." Okay. And then I go ahead and tuck it right there. You know, you see me, if you've watched me craft before, you see me sometimes cut it off, and then I use my, oh boy, fray check, this stuff on my ribbon, because this frays really, you know, and if you don't want it to fray, sometimes, you know, with Shabby Chic, when we're doing our fabric stuff, we love it to fray, but not our ribbons. So you can use that. And I've used that for years and years and years. So we've got that on there. Do I want... I can put it on now, can't I? I have already gone around the edges in my salty ocean. But the thing is, my dauber, the reason I didn't do it on camera is my dauber is so chewed up, if that's the word, because of stenciling and stuff with it. That's really messed with the foam. So that's why I do it off of, I don't do it over the desk where you could see. I do it off of there because I don't want that stuff, you know, the little, what we call goobies, the little foam goobies. This is art glitter glue that, that has decided to stop. Okay, I don't like that. Let me go ahead and put more up here because you know how fast it dries. Okay. And I need to get it like this, guys. Well, that is anything but straight. All right, this is weird. It's not behaving itself. According to this, nothing's straight. Ooh-wee. Huh. I thought I had everything cut properly. I'm going to go ahead and roll this. Okay, that's my next hint. Make sure you cut everything properly. Well, yeah, well, but it's off just a smidge. But it's off just a smidge right here. Okay, and then this die cut, I went ahead and stamped Peace on Earth here. And because I did that stamping, I'm going to put this in hashtag stampplay because our darling Susan from Susan's Heartstrings has that open collab, and she definitely encourages me to stamp. Let's see, one on that side, a little over here. Okay. Now that's on ribbon. Maybe Fabri-Tac since it's on ribbon. Yeah. I knew this was going to be. It's like I will go down there when I want to. It's getting kind of thick. I know you can thin it, but I'm concerned about messing it up if I thin it. So I don't. Just a little bit. Well, no, I will leave it just like it is. Okay. And right about there. Okay, and then I want to put two doves that I have a Martha Stewart. Speaking of that, let's see, is anything Martha Stewart? I've been using Martha Stewart paper as well, but no, this is Paper Studio. This is Martha Stewart, I think. This one. Maybe this one. I'm not sure. No, this is Paper Studio as well. Anyway, oops, that's the wrong one. I've been using two of hers. Where's my dove? Here it is. I use this punch. I like Martha Stewart's stuff, but sometimes the punches are tough. So I want one here, and I want one here. Now, do we do it perfectly, or do we angle them perfectly straight across, or angle them down, or they're straight across, so maybe these not being straight across is better. Yeah, I think so. What do y'all think? A yay or an A? Wish I could hear. But you know how we are. Oh my goodness. That's the wonderful thing about creativity. It's all yours, you know? When you make something, it really is a little bit of you in it. How cool is that? Maybe like so. I think I told you all I used to do portrait work and, you know, sold it. And, oof, it felt so weird. I mean, I know to sell your creations is different for everybody. And, is that where I want him? But for me, to do portraits is such a personal thing. And it just felt so weird to accept money for that. Needless to say, I stopped it because I thought, nope. And then I just did portraits for, you know, my family. Just us. And there we go, guys. Here's the card. Here's our inside. And like I said, you can definitely stamp on this. And here's our little matching tag with a little bit of lace at the top. And then I'll sign it here. And I'd like to thank you all so much for joining me today. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.